take side of the law or what side. This plus many other things get for coming to the program this morning. We made the program name na William Abuima. In case you get any views, any thoughts, any concerns, you go snap the number 073 109 102 073 109 102 088 109 032 109 102. Here with me for the next 1 hour 30 minutes. As I tell you, me na Abuima William, you presenter. Well, inside this program this morning, as I tell you, say we get to choose somebody from a very reputable organization or institution. They say they work hard for ensure say they don't pass to the government to push the country forward. Not another person, but Barrister Abdullah Bewi, in a head of legal and then the head member for the Kenema regional office and general. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Voice of Kenema.
Yeah, good morning, Mr.
Then the voice of Barrister Abdullah Bewi and Administration General. Yes, sir. We can want to know the background from
District General with the 38 Blama Road, Kenema, na a very popular office within Sierra Leone because the creation of the office itself is under the Ministry of Justice. You know, when one of the major limelight ministries in Sierra Leone, and the purpose of the office is in twofold. One, we talk about administration. In law, when we talk about administration, this property, how to manage people property, especially when they don't pass away. When you are alive and when you don't pass away, how to manage somebody in property. The other limb of the office with a registration, we know say so many acts come into being as Sierra Leone where they talk say you for register A, B, C, D, you for register your business, you for register your trademark, you for register this, that. So all the registration they under the office of the administrator and registrar general. And the person where the government can appoint or where the president can normally appoint, that somebody will call the administrator and registrar general, where the Roxy building. Roxy building is a very popular office in African, and so many people they don't get so many challenges how to access the office. Because if you go in an office with thousands of people, they want access every day. Some people who want to register the married, some people who want to register the legal instruments, some people who want to register the trademarks, etc., etc. So because of the office be so jam-packed, the current administrator and registrar general will get when Madam Saptiu Sako, she's a lawyer, you know, the government empower for the in charge of the office. So by in your wisdom, it decides to centralize this office for a very, very good reasons, because of the challenges people get from the provinces to go access this office. Because probably you don't arrange the rain so you that document boy, you know, or you go left documents, they're on the way there, the document lost. So because of all them challenges there, you know, Madam Saptiu sit down and think and say, well, let me office. So we get a branch at Kenema where they cover the east, Kenema, Kailan, Kono. We get office Nabo where they cover the southern province. We also get office in Makeni where they cover the northeast. We also get office where they cover the northwest. And the head office in Freetown. So this regionalized office in the head for do all the activities there where they honor the office of the administrator and registrar general. And basically for over 3 to 4 years now, we don't make a great impact. We don't make so much movement that people don't become aware, people don't become educated, people don't become sensitized and conscientized on the responsibilities of the daily registration and administration of everything when it happen within Sierra Leone. So far this is the background of the office, and 4 years now, we made in China. We don't pay so much impact.
Of the office and a lot of the challenges, right? So we understand it from your speech. You see, for the eastern region, the office hosts like Kenema.
Yes,
right. So people from Kalang, from if you have one like register the marriages, businesses, other entities, people come to you now.
Exactly. Yes.
So that bring can be institutionalization of our
Yeah,
from the regional, I mean from the national level.
The national level to the regional level.
Now at district level as well.
Yes.
Because people from the Kalang and district can access you.
Yes,
okay.
they access the Kenema office.
So when we take one by one, you talk about the aspects of administration.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We are in you see where people somebody if by nature or by accident or whatever die or maybe alive, how it will access into particular, right? So we want to make it dive into that area properly. So let listeners understand that concept of the administrative part of your institution.
Yeah, we don't say in law people can die in 2 ways. One, where you die and left your will, that you don't show how your property for be divided. Somebody will say, well, my money in a bank, they go to this speaking. This may also they to this speaking, or you go to this family. That is when you die with your will. In law, we call and you die. You know, in the other way around, you also die in it when in Boku. Plenty people they die. We probably they not even decide how they shape them property, how it for shape them property, waiting for go to who that, waiting for belong to who that, and how them property there for be managed. You know, and that can create so much chaos after the person can don't pass away. We should see in yes, because we can solve the situation where we minimize conflict in the family, and how that can be. I would say, for example, you don't left money in a bank after you pass away. You know, by virtue of that, you get for come to the office of the administrator for let them write for you at the bank and inquire how much you left at the bank. So normally we can write the letters them, we call them estate letters. You know, we write them estate letters to the bank and then confirm from the bank how much this person left at the account. And sometimes like you say you left 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. You know, so what to go do further, will they try for no all the people for example, how many beginners they get in the people that will be dependents and when they don't want them. So when we try for know all the things and then we try for access through the person when at the head of the family from the bank, for then we get access to this money. So when we can get the head and then we tell them, so well, this person here we don't write so letter for na so bank, you know, the money not available, and therefore look on the money they will give them the check. Sometimes the check they come for everybody. For example, if na 20 million, they wanna be like 10. So now we just decide to we don't ship the money to 2 million. Everybody get you check and go cash them. So that is it. And sometimes again, you know, we have mind you lawyer can also administer estates. You know, for example, somebody don't die, they don't left houses in the end. They don't have property, shares in company, you know. So sometimes lawyers can approach the right administrator and say, give me the go ahead, but let me take charge of that estate and then administer the estate. And most cases, the administrator they look into the documents or the letter that they sent to them and say yes, this person here left some people in them way competent, were legible for administer this property. So it can give them the go ahead for let them administer this property. In that light, the lawyer will prepare what we call letters of administration to the probate division of the High Court. And when he write this letter to the probate division of the High Court, they will give them the go ahead and say, well, the person where they don't name in the document as the administrator for letting administer the property. But waiting people they need for know if you administer property on behalf of many people, you for no say no to you one get that property because probably now 5, 6, 7 when you don't born. So you for try for know who are the dependents and that how many siblings you get, how many women that you papa married or you mama yeah, most cases your papa married, you know, you try for know all things And when you don't know anything, and when you don't get, they don't give you the go ahead for administering property, you will now bring together your family together for say yes, we don't get approval from the High Court for administering this property, and now the property then I make care. What you will do next? When I sit down, if they divide the property among owners effectively, but when we fail to do that, I think the courts will help una for do this. And most of the things, it can be property or money where you left now, and this is how it can be administered.
So the easiest way of dealing with that aspect of you work, and now if somebody go die and left will.
Yes, the easiest. If you left a will, that meaning Mr. A don't choose well, the property goes to A, B, C, and D. Yes, so you don't make them very explicit in the will. And mind you, the will again, you just write will. You left on an O say yes, this is a will. If you just write no, we know say will can be written by lawyers, and in most cases, if a lawyer prepare that will for you, you get for lodge the will in the office of the administrator, meaning the counter them, they bring come a copy of that will in the office, you keep and day, so that whenever somebody die, you will come for that will, or one of the executors will go kind of the office and either among the family. But this man, if you don't make a will and you don't make so many provisions inside this will for so people, they allow we open and they want to open and want to read them and try for. So sometimes they call the solicitor for like camera and read them, and then it will be very explicit for everybody to say this is a provision in the will, Although sometimes people like you challenge say, oh no, me not agree. Why this man I want me? I don't give me that. So So these are some of the conflicts, but normally those conflicts can be settled in a court of law.
So bringing it back to the area we side, or by whatever means, then when I go into sharing of the property, then some people decide may not favor the way how we achieve this issue. How the court can come in for an ensure say then level the police.
Well, as you say, normally if they do have the responsibility for administer one of your property, then conflict commodity. Normally somebody when the party will not satisfied with the decision where they make, you always apply to the court for say yes. Meanwhile, they would petition this property in the best way possible for let plan and not candidate. And sometimes the High Court, all the time the High Court vested with that, power for divide that property among the amicable. The Estate Act, where they should clearly have a divide property. We just say, well, hey, maybe they take 2 O's or you take 1 O or you use money and maybe they pass, But the law says that if, for example, we are all not picking them to one daddy, we are for share the property equally, if for be an equal share.
So, law kind of inside like right? And we all know say there are times we can back property, business. The political from somewhere else, and they put them inside the families. So, how the law can seek interest for the one that we adopted them, then the political opinion for the standard property.
But the law on adopted child and a natural child is very clear. I think law is very clear on that picking that one the way like other persons say, well, this time you picking forever. Not to say this you may or this picking somebody who you don't make on a high court. And this one, next one, I picking, not to be picking again, are you on picking? I don't give to you. And the High Court judge don't approve, a judge of the High Court don't approve and say, this child is picking forever. When the case can happen, that picking not become, you picking forever. And that picking where they adopt na courts, where you go through court process, it don't become a valid child just like your natural picking where you and woman born, because you don't go through all the procedure for adopt that picking and you don't become your picking. But most times the problem with today, people can try for conflict with an adopted child. if they don't make that application for you, and your mama no agree say this pikin not to me pikin, you pay mama no say this pikin not to me pikin this child. The best way possible you see when I'm a pikin, you go for the men or you but not saying adopted child. Pikin when the woman not to adopt a child, probably your sister not born, or your sister not get that pikin, or you not get boy pikin. You send her to one, or you send her to your brother, or you send her to your best friend, but not to adoption. When you talk about adoption, you get for fair lawyer, you get for file paper in a court, and when you they give responsibility, say, well, this one, next one, now you picking this. That meaning it don't become the lawful child of the person where they adopt them. So, and this one, next one, not to you picking.
So this is a bit important for us. Then in the society, we can adopt pikin without going through the legal process.
Well, very clear that pikin will not go through. We might not make application for, but let the two parties themselves together. The one that we born them and the one we adopt them, for tell the judge clearly say that this pikin not we own pikin again. Don't give person forever. You not go call that pikin adopted child. The best way you go call and say man pikin. Because for Bambai tomorrow, let somebody pass away, they say, oh, but this pikin they come, they adopt them. You not go say they adopt them. Because no clear terms not be there between the one the way they born them and the person way they took for say this pikin and you pikin forever. Even if you talk them orally, but it is not backed by law. The only way we will be backed by law if they make an application, a court, the lawyer file paper, the judge examine. Yes, this person don't give up the responsibility as the natural child of this pikin, and another person don't take the responsibility. Say, well, this pikin I'm a pikin forever. So until that is done, will say this pikin now an adopted child of this person. And I think say these are some of the mistakes that people they do for in plenty times. Some people they go say this man don't take this and so they count every day 2-3 years. He did to this fire for the rest of the maybe they book one, maybe they maybe they cook one, maybe they take care of this person and they be like all there, of an adopted child. If you want qualify an adopted child, you need to go through all the protocols, the rigors, the legal qualification for being an adopted child. I think we will make that very clear to people.
That and the voice of Barrister Abdullah, head of Legal and Kenema Regional Office of the Administrator and Registrar General. We talked to you this morning. In case you get any comments, any voice, any concern or any views, tell number 073 109 102 073 109 102 088 109 102 088 109 102 or 032 109 102. In case you follow me on Facebook, just look at type Voice of Kenema on Facebook and see the program there live. Welcome back. Barrister.
Yes.
There's another case. Most of always say the man gets again, then another woman can be married, then or the woman gets again, and the man the married come into existence, so continue the relationship, right? Along the line, something else happened. Whether the man died or the woman died, then we still need to talk about this adopted area. So how?
You mean
yes, but now we hear about the woman, or the woman don't born before the man can marry, then the man can die.
Well, in that case, if the power, let me take them first for a man, you don't get pikin. Now you born whether in wedlock or not out of wedlock, whether you married a mama or you not married a mama, then you born this pikin. Then you're responsible for the pikin. Now you go answer belle, now you take care of the pikin, take the hospital, now you do everything, and now you don't take care of the pikin, say begin go school. That pikin now you child. Tomorrow, even if you die, you get access to your property, you get right to your property. like any other child where you born with woman during wedlock. Because the reason for specify this, so many people say about that basa pikin. In law, we not get basa pikin. As long as the man are in born, you know, and then this man is not married in mama, then later he can marry another woman, then they don't born her oath. The pikin never is born where he not married in mama, and the one where he don't marry in mama, they get equal rights in the house. Because now in action, I bring come they picking them on earth, and I don't responsible for them. Now I don't take care of them picking them. So all the picking them were born and take care of them, whether doing wedlock or out of wedlock, they picking them, legitimate picking them, and they get equal rights in the house. Let me tell the woman. Let me say the woman born another picking with another man, but later. If that pikin were born with another man get right in the house, no. He not get rights there because he gets a young daddy where he born to. And therefore, he not going to be legitimate in that house, you know, that man in property as of the pikin them where and the born. Because the pikin them where he and the man born, these are legal children between the two. And the pikin them where he born before in the Canada host, the man in host, they cannot be considered as legitimate children to the pa. And therefore, if even the pa pass away, they don't get then get another father where they belong to. So that is the difference. But if not the man born the pikin, if they don't born before ever they go into any wedlock, logical children, and they part of your family, and I ain't responsible for them. So that is a clear difference.
Thank you so much, Barrister, for that wonderful line we don't draw and for way you don't make people understand that can happen. Now come to marriage registration, right? So, which type of marriage you institution accept register?
We, you know, say in Sierra Leone we get various types of marriages. The civil marriage, we get a Christian marriage, we get a Muslim. These are the 4 types of marriages. The first, you know, they begin with Remy, because purely and local, you know, or most times somebody just go give their marriages. They fall under Muslim marriage. Then 3 types of marriages, they fall under the office of the administrator and registrar general, and they all get their functions and how laws and where they guide them. The civil marriage get your law where they guide them. The Muslim marriage get laws where they guide them. The Christian marriage get laws where they guide them. You know, and with time we will take all the marriages at one, let people they understand. So that, but basically, if we talk about civil marriage and Christian marriage, we call it a monogamous marriage. That meaning one man, one woman. If you do Christian marriage, now one man, one woman. That means woman and one marriage. No. Now only Muslim marriage can allow that. Because Muslim law make provision say you can get more than one wife, provided if you meet the requirement of the Muslim law for getting more than one wife. But for the Christian marriage and the civil marriage, it is a do another marriage, except if the person where you marry to pass away. That means you will go get another person and then marry. But if during the lifetime of that marriage they subsist, if you do another marriage, that it amounts to what we call bigamy, and a crime at the court of law.
So, in summary, we don't really traditional registration of marriage.
No, we know they deal with traditional because it purely deal on the ambit of traditional people. Yeah, because their marriage now they happen and we host them, now they happen and we community, now they happen and we village them, you know, now they happen even in some cases where some accidents, sometimes when they love them, they let come out. They say, well, you can't go show face. You go show face. You know? And I'm Boku. But why the law decide for left hand at the local level, because they laws them, they're mostly guided by the tradition, you know, whether by ethnic tradition or community tradition. So sometimes, if when the issues they arise, like a direct tuner for one either a court for one document, one a local court, you know, and try for legalizing marriage then. Yeah.
Voice of Barrister Bewi Abdullahi, head of Bigger and Kenema Regional Office of the Administrator and Registrar General. And now we come to business registration. I understand say your office also open for registered businesses with people they open on. How that can happen, sir?
Yes. We also get business registration under the ambit of, you know, Office of the Administrator. The type of business that we deal with now sole proprietorship and partnership, because we need for make that very clear. The sole proprietorship partnership it fall under the Office of the Administrator. Business that when I'm multi-million business them, you know, it fall under the corporate affairs. So partnership now, you know, because you see somebody the past you say, well, at the open shop. You will see somebody say, well, make a decide for do some creative something, we go give me money, you know, and their business and I'm boku. Somebody will say, well, I want me soap making, I want to try for improve and into another level. I want to pull up level for just, you know, put in the past with them. Let people they don't say, oh, I sabi make soap, you know. So sometimes you don't know what you could do along the line. We can always advise say, then responsibilities and way you don't get in your business, especially you want for popularize your business and for legal credit to your business, for come and register that business. The reason why we say this is mandatory because the Registration of Business Act of 2007 make a mandatory for anybody so far where they get a business, whether an outlet you don't open, whether a creative something you don't do, where they give you income, they put a business, you for come and register. So many reasons there for that.
So we don't follow some of those reasons, sir.
Yes, because some people can say, hey, when are they can register the business? Now money government they can't give me. Sometimes no, because government just take money for you. But the main purpose is why you register business. One, your business for be a legal entity, and in law, if you say your business is a legal entity, you can able sue somebody, or somebody can able sue you in case of anything. Let we say you don't go to somebody when a business of 50 million or 100 million business. Then the person will pay you. Then you want God for sure say yes, this is a legal business. You get to prove something where they should say yes, this business is a legal business. And the only thing where they prove is a legal document, the one where they take from the Office of the Administrator and Registrar General, where they should say government, we don't give you a certificate, or should say yes, you get this type of business. Because most times we have business and I went not to legal business. You don't go say you go buy kush 200 million because you have money for go buy kush, and people that they take kush, you look at and say this is a legitimate business. No. Because if you go through Office of the Administrator and Registrar General, where they find and for let the public and even the law know say this business administrator go say this is a legitimate business. But because business is so much to a legitimate business, one benefit for business registration. We all can see sometimes the third wave corona intensified. Government is well, we have business people. Like in restaurants, then business before when human activities no they take place too much. Like for example, during crisis, during the epidemic, them like Ebola, Corona at a hotel, somebody not go to a restaurant, somebody go to yes, for that thing and day. So because of that thing, just like it happened during type of business them and have to help them out. You know, they cushion out to give them financial cushion. Sometimes they give salary to even the workers, give them money for, you know, cushion them financial responsibility. And in most cases, if government they do that, they know whose business legitimate and whose business not legitimate. If your business not register, I don't think say if government will help you. Government will help you because government not recognize you. You know, and in some other cases again, we see a lot of institutions they come, whether NGO, when we alleviate, you know, for let poverty reduce within the country. Sometimes they can look at and say the best way for let them help, you know, citizens, best way for let them help people will really scratch poverty. Now for let them alleviate the livelihood, now for cushion business or other things. And if them institutions come, international institutions they come, or NGOs them, they always there for know whose business is really valid, whose business is a registered business, whose business is recognized. So through their specifications, through their verifications, they will able to say their business and they legally registered, and therefore they will be able to help them. You know, so these are some of the good things, you know, where they should say you business register and you're recognized, and then they take full responsibility of them.
Not on the verse of Barrister Abdullah Derry, don't tell about the good part of you will do business, and if you register with the administrator and registrar general in office, in case of anything, person taking money run away with them. Oh, and now for like return about you, what as you have received. Okay, so now come to estate registration. What is this mean and how did it happen?
Well, I think we don't have estate when we talk on the you know registration. Well, like but normally if we talk about estate in law, now property the way you left. You know, and then property like either be tangible or not tangible. It can either be houses, it can either be money where you left your account, it can either be you share, or it can either be money where you don't invest into business or other things. This in totality is called estate. And in most cases, I've been talking about them, if that estate will, I get money in a bank, I get 3 or 2 houses, mean I shareholder in a social business, you know, I invest money in social thing, I get social money in there, and therefore at social time this money they come, if I'm not there alive, let go to this person. You know, or this money in a bank, if it happens that I die today, na social person they go to. You know, that is very clear with your estate. Another estate will not clear when the one will not get will. In that case, when you pass away, you know, somebody within the family will therefore be the next of kin. The administrator can take the responsibility for meeting the lawyer or the office of the administrator for the estate. For let them put you before that estate for you and all other beneficiaries that we don't die left behind.
So normally, how long it take for one to go through all those processes?
Well, another thing, because the lawyer just prepare the documents, they go to court, and then they vest the property in one. the only estates where they take small business, because you know now how money business can be. You know, so they want to do all the clarification for no say you know the competent person, you know, for administer that property before they issue the money. That is why even if you can't away office, we get for write letter, then maybe it will take 1-2 weeks. Then they reply we or say yes, this person here, if you get accounts now, and he left so money now, or na social institutions, you know, say this person here don't die, he left so money now. Then again, when they reply we get for write back say, well, this family don't make a document for sure say this person now the next okay, and therefore we ask now for transfer this fund or so amount to this person. That back there for takes the process, because then later as an they request to go through the care, you know, of the institution. So then the manager back say, well, I don't get decision on this. It come, you know, now a particular level. Sometimes the estate department of the bank they take and they vet them, you know, take the pull and they can't go other side of the institution. So they go through the institution, they pass through processes. After they don't verify, you know, they don't go through all the rubrics of what it takes, you know, then finally they will decide, say, well, we qualify for this, we don't go to all the sites, we don't do all investigation, and therefore, you know, a legal person we will take over this. If I check the email, or if I they give you the document to sign them. So it is not done for any estates when a money left comes or share, because you will write some institution, you will write a letter, it take them 1-2 months, they don't act on the letter, but the first you will most act on it, because that's if the office lawyer writes on it, so it will send a reminder back.
So you become a for ask for the follow-up efforts.
Yes.
Whatever delays come across.
Follow up, they give you abandon your document, but you walk up to them and say, well, I don't write this institution. On 1 or 2 occasions, I don't write them. But I don't reply. Then they say, well, sometimes this person they reply, you know, or this person here, not you know, so you follow up, you walk up to the person, or they tell you, say, reach this person here, you ain't too well, we'll talk about this better. You discuss with them, you know, and then what I'm understanding. If now you reply, you go to the letter, you send you reply, then you for the one. So these are the processes. Because why this is important, right? They want today, man, job money, no, they have to take care of this house. You know, they give all them things, and yes, so this and that. But mind you, this money not just lay down for let it can give. You get to go through documentation, you get to go through procedures. So until you fulfill the procedures, then finally the money comes, then they hand over to you. So these are some of the things. So people need to, you know, it's not time bound. But mostly the person will hold the money now and therefore pressurize for their release.
Yeah, so they will look at saying get some other things they need for do, put some pass base check for other details.
Well, that is always their excuses. Yes, that yes, this is money business. You know, there should be record. You therefore know when you release this money to where you go. And so the bank, for example, they verify all that in them, they go into say you money already. Sometimes people if you say last within 1 month, this may be.
But not they exceed 1 year.
You know they no. Like under marriage, because in most cases within 2-3 months, let me say this letter they to this social lawyer, I will then at this office, and this estate a social time you don't take for prepare. It's been a long while, and the people are very impatient because they want to put the family issues together. Sometimes a pile of documents on my table, and there are over 200 estates. You know, because mind you, like we go to the head office, then they get request from all the districts in Freetown. So estate where they deal with. And sometimes for the day, sometimes are 2-3 letters and normally they write. They off for the day. The other day get one. So and as they go on, as all the one that they add. Mind you, like every day people they die. And when they die, they left with. So every day, if for example they do 5 letter, the 10 letter come, 5 common at the provinces, 5 common Freetown, you know. So as you go on, so the table they high, you know. But most times, if you know somebody really diligent, you will say, well, make I take some work now, I go and do them, you know, for speed up the work. But because actually they do them, now so you table the food, you know. So these are some of the problems.
Well, we will now join. We'll take a short music break. After we come, allow me colleague Sano for read out the message that come in and open phone line so people will call and add their voice to the program. This is about VOK on FM 102.9 in the program. Now, good morning, Kenema. Stay tuned.
African children are to you. We should try to lead, not to kill and eat one another. We are from one father and mother, so that means in your home, give peace a chance. You do. Wherever you are, wherever you are, peace around. Chiefs and solitude. Losing the chains that are binding your hands. This is the time for us to find the land. Settle the grudges that are causing destructions. For this is the time to make a solid construction. In your home, give peace a chance. On your wings, give peace a chance. Whatever you do, allow peace to reign.
Indeed, wherever you are, just give peace a chance. Welcome back to the program VOK. Good morning, Kenema. You through Voice of Kenema on FM 102.9. And this morning, we get to be Barrister Abdullah Berry, Head of Legal and Kenema Regional Office, Office of the Administrator and Registrar General. Well, we don't talk about so many issues and stuff where the Office of the Administrator and Registrar General they do within the district. Well, before this time, the office within a Freetown, but through several efforts and engagement, they don't count the office almost all the regions in Kenema. Kenema, not 38 Blama Road, is a Kenema city. So people from Kono and Kalau can access the office, the businesses and other things. So I will not join my colleague Sano, as we don't get a couple of messages and when they come in, we'll make you in and out. Then after we should go for phone line, people will call and add the visit program. Welcome, Sano.
Wonderful production manager this morning, and of course, so we guest here, Mr. Dewi, and we get plenty messages this morning, but we will start with the first ones, then we can come. This one say it is a sensitive issue you are discussing on the video and what listening to many. We have been making so many mistakes, but it is good to know it better today. It's coming from our Joanna Police in Kenema. This one say, I want to know why children of a woman from another relationship is not legally part of the property of the man whom his or her mother is living with. That's from Jenny Abdullah at 5 Amtimana Street. This one said, thank you so much, Barrister, for such explanation, and we appreciate it much. It's coming from Mohammed Bakar at 10 Abdullah Street. And this one said, good morning, voice of Kenema. I want to appreciate the program. My question is, I want to know the difference between your office and Kenema City Council in terms of business registration. That's what it's called. This one say I have a wife, which we both have one male child, but we have divorced. But for over 20 years. Later, herself and my child arrived back to Kenema with her married another husband. I also have married with another wife, having 2 children. My question is, my present wife asked the child I born with that wife never come near property, but she has right to drive that son. It's coming from Abraham Lume from Kauyat section here in Kenema. And this one say, does my husband has the right to responsible for my children when he is not the one who gave birth to them? Their own father died before marrying to him at Hawa at ROTI. Does my husband has the right to responsible for my children who he not the one who gave birth to? Their father died before marrying to him. It's coming from Auntie Hawa at ROTI. This one say, I born with a man, but I'm not living with her anymore. Does my child has rights to the property? Alright. I left his father because he fails to legally marry me. It's coming from Madam Makene at Bandama here in Kenema. Say, if you have 2 wives, both have 4 children, do you share the property equally when the wives are equal? Not when the wives are not equal and the married are not even at age level. From Abdul Pesima at Payama, at Kamara section here in Kenema. I think those are the few ones for now.
Alright, Barrister, I think you get a couple of messages and we
Yeah, the message about cool.
Alright. So come you call us 073 109 102, 073 109 102, 088 109 102, or 032 109 102. As Barrister respond to the message and then you go call and ask more questions we want for clarifier. Yes, Barrister.
Let's start with Aruna Joanna. Okay, say thanks to the creation of the office. Thank you, Aruna Joanna. And another person say, why children from women, children from another husband, to the husband, now the woman is living, they are not eligible to the property. Firstly, them picking you born with another man. If not the property, then you and that former man they get together, they picking get right to. They picking get right to. But as long as you live and you and this man a your property, this man away you married to, only the picking them way when a born now they get rights to them property them. The only issue with them picking them way the way you born from another man could be will be entitled to that property. Now like where you don't die or both parties don't die and they share property, they mind in your portion, they will get rights to it. But as long as the bar own property, this one we deal with them picking no right to because they are from another father. Somebody also said the difference between the office and the city council. I think the difference between the office and the city council is that one, your office is as a creation of government, although yes, the banks are as a creation of government, but then they deal within the city and why they deal with a national level. We did at national level and then they did at a city level. And the most conflicts, I believe, say why this person that asks this question in respect of business registration. Because sometimes when you see some people say, well, we want gonna city council, or somebody say this Lawikaya Force. City council na validates the you business registered and then they operate within the city, but not business registration they do. Business registration, if you want to do a business registration, you want an office of the administrator first. The reason being, you want an office of the administrator, now they go verify your name, now they go look into your name for see, say your name not coincide with any other name. Because by business law, two business don't forget the same name. So now only the office of the administrator will differentiate between then two business them for sure say yes. These are two businesses and therefore the autonomous formator per name. And after you don't get your business certificate now from the office of the administrator, if you go to city council, go write your business. The city go for say well, rise. One do registration, go na first. That is why if plenty people they go na first city council and try for take a business, they go regularize the name. They say, well, we don't come on a city council and in this we'll give them and therefore law puts this name. If you find out, the office of the administrator will tell you no, we only accept this name or until we put the name at the system. For council say yes, there is no problem with the name. The name is good to operate. That is why we tell people and say, if you don't want to encounter them problems, then go first to the office of the administrator, get a name, they verify the name, then you can announce a city council for regularize, the business. Somebody also say, my wife take, my former wife take my child to Guinea, and then later a return, and after a return, my wife, the woman I gets not allow for ladies became come at the house if they became get right to a property. That became whether in Jamaica they can go, whether in London they can go, any side they can go, as long as your biological child, it get rights to your property them. You foretell your wife within a house, although yes, this former woman will don't divorce or you don't let me go or this relationship don't separate or we don't dissolve that relationship, but we get picking them and then picking and get rights for cannabis host and get right for taking. Yes, you take it away from you, it will probably not tell you or will not get any arrangement. I think that's will be settled between you and the former woman, whether in a police, for reporting a police or in a court of law, for taking picking away from you without your consent. But if that picking come back, you get rights now that was just like any other picking out with it where you and your present wife don't born at the house. This person also say he gets a former man and to born picking, but if not a law or a rights for let a man take care of their picking them. Yes, they get rights, that is why they take people in a court for maintenance. If you born with woman, then you and that woman can part. Then the picking they live with the woman. You can even decide to work out my picking them through it will called custody. You go through a court for letting you custody of them picking them, for letting they to you if they are of age, probably don't pass 7 years and above. You will take away, give me my picking them, but you don't just go you grip them, cow them. You will make them do custody in the court. A lawyer will prepare paper and then you take care of picking them. So if that woman, if you don't ever do that one day and then picking they live with the woman, they will say 2 or 3 picking them. And then you say, oh no, they picking and they to the mama, they not agree for they to me, therefore I don't for give up money, I don't for pay school fees, I don't for responsibility. It is wrong. Now your responsibility. Because them picking and not can the world by themselves. That is the bottom line. Any picking where they can at the world and not can at the world by himself, and they can by your action. And therefore, any side they picking and they for responsible for it, especially if they are below the age of majority. When we talk, probably if you don't pass 18 years and above now, in advanced country for your below 18 years, if it is still incumbent upon you to take responsibility for them, for take care of the feeding, take care of the medical, take care of the schooling, and take care of the shelter. You know, you will take a legal action, you know, for custody of them picking and for carry them back. So if you fail for take care of picking where you born, whether na one, whether na two, you know, all the responsibilities are on board in terms of food, shelter, maintenance, schooling and everything, medical, they will take you, probably the mommy will take you na court for maintenance, for say yes, for maintain them picking them. Because they need for eat, they need for survive. Because so many of the things that can happen. So say you get a girlfriend or you get a woman 1, 2, 3 years, then when I get an issue. And in most cases, people like wanted the beginning so far because of that strange relationship where the man gets a woman. And when they see some of them beginning at the state, you know, they know they're under control, they know they get better food for eat, they get, you know, sometimes they turn to bad citizens, they thief, you know, they rob and they take to drugs, you know. So for them, we have a strong family bond, and that family bond will only come if we take care of beginner, we look after them, we know what they do, you know, for letting them go school, for letting them you know, they are school, letting them are old, or the last of we create, you know, we go tomorrow because tomorrow is going for pass, and then they for carry your name. They carry your name tomorrow, they go mention your name somewhere. You don't say because of the relationship don't go bad. You take full responsibility of beginning, just like any
regional office of the administrator and registrar general. 073 109 102 073 109 102 088 109 102 088 109 102 or 032 109 102. You go call now and ask questions, call and get you concerned and get the answer where you get doubt over. 073 109 102 073 109 102 088 109 102 or 032 109 102. Now, let me come to some of the challenges that we experience during operating.
Well, I think say the challenges where the office they get, they also share the challenges with the court. You know, say for a very long time, people don't know about registration, especially when it comes to registration of legal instruments. For example, you buy property today, you formate a lawyer, prepare a conveyance for you for transfer ownership. You know, you list a property, there should be a lease between you, A and B. You know, you want do a deed of gift, you take this property, forget any of your beginner or if I move, there should be a documentation for prove all that. Before this office come, a lot of people don't know about this registration. So when we come in the provincial area, we get so many difficulties. Some people don't even know what is this office there for, what did they do, what are their duties them. We just see this office now. So we get that challenges for really sensitize. And it not come by education because a lot of people are educated at this side of the country, but they know they do registration. They know they do registration. Some are teachers, some are nurses, some people are pastors. You know, a lot of people they educate, they read and write. You know, they are enlightened, but they know what they're supposed to do. Whereas look at freighter, pastor read where they supposed to. If you get one time law today. And they say, well, make a friend lawyer, let prepare me document. They do that one day for a purpose, for the future. Because any property, any land where you see, land not they depreciate. Land where you buy yesterday, 5 million.
By this time, make we go along quickly. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, you know. Yes, James Laha, your contribution, please. Yeah, we get you. Though we know they get you too clear, but I think I did take some thing we are go pass on to Barista for this for you. Or better still, I think if we are working with you, call on 073-109-102, 073-109-102. Call and ask you question. 073-109-102. Yes, I have to gather some tips from a call. They say, if you don't marry one but you don't divorce, the woman we end up being don't part away, they get picking them, right? Then they can't go into another relationship. Now another woman when they move around. But anyone not born yet, right? But it gets things them, it get maybe investment or other things them. So what if it can't die now? If I can get them clearly, what if it can't die now? Another woman, since we're not born with maybe down or without that this woman yet, or maybe not born with her, then there is that.
Yes, okay. Commission nobody gets on too well. I think that problem will be solved through evolution of Estate Act. Evolution of Estate Act make it clear how for share property. If you became where, but this woman away you sit down with, you're into born, I think both parties get right to the property. Now only of sharing only because if you go through section 6, 7 and 8 of the devolution of the Estate Act 2007, it will show you clearly how to buy property. If you have 3 O's, or let me say if you have 2 O's or 3 O's or 4 O's, it will show how to divide them among the kingdom and the mommy. But the problem with you say, but this woman not born out, you know, so let her get right to the property then. The woman not go say the pikin not get not the part of the property, the pikin not go say the woman not get right. Because the woman no say that pikin na that man na born them. And the pikin never for no say this woman it is legal as a wife. And therefore it is part of this property. And in fact, you go into the that's a portion where you get. How many percent it will take? Money the percentage. We in the take then the pikin all take one the percentage. If in a property, you get a percentage, and the pikin all get a whole percentage. But if na like one house, they all for decide say well, let them live na the house as tenants in common. Let us say the policy that if just one house, when I all go decide for say well, let una live na this house as tenants in common. Because if una not agree for live there as tenants, as una decide say well, not work and house let rent and they will ship the money. If una fail for do that, una go end up for selling house and ship the money.
Most of the time, none of this agreement in common.
Yes.
As to whether
if you want property, and they did disagreement they come on. And the best way is either when I come on at the
Yeah, by going further in each one of pass, then new wife, new marriage together, then you have the other party. They get right to the other party there.
No, the woman wey be don go, they don pass. Separation different. Because una kidele una legally married, but una don get together. This is my men to live together. We want this out. Una decide say, well, let this one go now. You know, go so far. Or I don't know Muslim marriage, or I don't know civil marriage, or even traditional marriage. They just about one day, mind you, when I not still party. If you want part with woman, traditional marriage, say no one again, so much one again. It is on the past. They all go your way. Marriage when I kill make a go court, you know, and tell the court say, let them fight people for say I don't want this marriage, then they divorce you. That's ending like you don't divorce. You know, that person will don't go, you know, will ever come again and challenge say, well, oh no, me back. Except if when I get property during the lifetime of, you know, when a marriage, when I get property during a lifetime. And so we'll come back and say, well, I've been in an old here, but most times, now they can't appeal. Somebody can say they can go like, yeah, somebody say, well, me, you know, my, you know, want to go down parts and I mean to build who's there, or blah, blah, blah. Now other woman, now you don't kind of do enjoy that district appeal of, you know, if you look into the appeal cases, you know, when they deal with them matters them, where somebody not satisfied, probably not compensation, somebody say, but this woman 5 million, let it go. And then property business. To go for what show in interest in the property. When I go for, you know, for money, or when I give financial, you know, response, and I go make out. And where you and the man, the person, are not a woman, the beginning of property. If you come later, you know the part of Boca court, when not the main court, when I don't divorce. You know. The money, you don't be give bills, you don't be give this and that. They say, well, I want to come back to share.
Mr. James, you don't get them from barista. The difference between separation and divorce, and of course how things will be shared between them. When the one where you don't know somebody with another divorce and the current one.
Yeah, Mr. Moderator, another question me there where I'm not be answered so. Is that if you have two wives, both have 4 children, do you share the property equally when the wives are equal in the marriage and not even at age level? Yes. Whether they married in 1975, this one 2000, then when I born picking when I picking they equal right on the property. Then even when it comes to the sharing of that property, they equally get right. Because they are all children. Whether you are 40 years, whether you are 10 years, they are equally, you know, bound to. Whether they should be equal.
10902 you will call and ask questions. If you get any doubts, you need clarification. 073-109-102. Call on that number. Okay, I think we get another call. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Mr. James.
Yeah, Mr. James.
Now, I don't get this between where I don't divorce you. Then I don't get housing property. This will be given to me. If you see what comes, there is no achievement. When I just here, access I may have.
No, maybe you need to come again. No, listen.
I divorce. I own my business. I don't come to the long I die. And then if the king again was that access to this property.
Yes, we don't get you clear.
You don't see clear?
Yes, we don't get you.
Okay. Thank you.
In that case, both of the their right to the property. They can marry you that king. Now you born them, now you're responsible for them, and you don't accept her as your biological child, despite the fact that you are a mama not again. Now you don't get a woman who's when I don't marry. Then you have to say you die. Both parties get the property. They got the copy for you. You know what driver say? I'm a papa in property, therefore you for left this property. The mama never know say, hey, your mama not in a house here, or you're not in a house here, so therefore you're not a part more. Both parties get equal. It's not equal because the devolution of estate act will tell you which will be your portion or which will be this person in portion. Yeah? But they are two entitled to the property.
Yes.
Yes. What can you child from me for failing to legalize our relationship? Yes, if you want to take picking from you because you know that must I better explain this. You can get issue with a woman. Somebody say that. Well, everybody go to Pekin. I think say the Pekin. You get right for take care of that Pekin. Any side you go, any side you can go, you know, responsible for the child. Because that Pekin are your action, I don't bring come on that. You must get for responsible. They don't get anything for it. You get for taking care of the Pekin. Any Pekin. And for no say, even if tomorrow it take 20 years you go into another relationship. Still tell your relationship say I get all that picking outside. Though in my current move. When it's of age, if you want to custody for let the picking come, you know I'm like come to you. But I not still deny the rights not to be picking. Somebody also when he's not the one who back to them, their father died before marrying to him. I be send this message. If you get picking them, we not to you a man born them, now other man born them. Anything so far what they do to pick them, na help, but not to illegal responsibility, not to by force. But see, if you're responsible for picking them, will you be done born with another man? Yeah, and that's the answer. The man, it one probably the love we get for you. Now because of the love we get for you, make it take care of the beginning. So not for illegal responsibility, but it's one act of love. You know, kind of wanna call. Yeah.
All right. I think the based on exhaust all the questions and we understand or the answer we need for the question. But maybe it is need private discussion with barrister before you give the office address. Maybe it will share a business contact with you where you go call and get one-on-one discussion with them. So barrister, as we wrap up quickly, and the waiting will be for the statement another time because we have pen another time when we go can be next month coming with next a day. We can discuss properly on particular issue. It's not key interest area list, and plenty of people need to be educated around this party issue. So back to you, sir.
I think when it comes to family issue, a lot of questions will come out. Mind you, these are just one aspect of we functions when the issue of marriage. Yes, we're not even today. We're not delve into registration of legal instruments. What I believe is people are also concerned because so many people they buy, sell, buy.
next week coming.
Yeah.
With an invitation for you can discuss purely on
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah. But for now, if you want to get me number 078 405 904 078 405 904. Call me on road. Kenema. If you go there from morning to 11, then I go there back after 3, 4, 5. But normally, if you come in the morning, 9, 10, we go sit down. Any question you get, any doubt you get, we clarify. Because so many legal issues, so many matter issues, family problems, people need to know. But like you say again, legal instruments are one big department where we need to dwell on. And again, if you want any clarification on legal instruments, whether on registration, whether on ownership, come to the office of the Administrator and Registrar General, 38 Blama Road, or you call me. I can even a court. You will call me in a court. We will push, we talk. Any side are ready for talk. Yeah, we will discuss your idea. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
That the voice of Barrister Abdullah Bewi, Head of Legal and Kenema and Registrar General. Well, in case you get any doubt, any concern, any views, anything we want to know about issues where you think say it look difficult and challenging to you, Barrister don't give you a number, you go call on that number. Or better still, you go to number 38 Blama Road, you get a 101 discussion with them. Well, we don't say or it's about discussion. Join me at exactly 1 o'clock for our repeat broadcast of this Good Morning Kenema. See next tomorrow we'll have another edition of Good Morning Kenema. Me now you presenter Boomer William for plenty thank you to all the one that we send in the text messages and when I say for them call into the program. And plenty thank you to go to you, Mr. Sano, for where you read out the messages every send to the program and me IT specialist. Plenty thank you to you. See next tomorrow we will call on this particular program Good Morning Kenema. My name is William Boomer. This is